Hi folks, and welcome to today's video. Heal your herniated disc without getting on the floor. 6 safe exercises. Now, first time here, my name's Colin. I help a lot of people get back on the road to pain-free living who've been suffering from low back pain problems such as herniated discs, bulging discs, sciatica nerve pain, lumbar stenosis, lumbar arthritis. I myself have come back twice from a herniated L5S1, 20 years apart, and I'm here now making great content for you guys to get back to your pain-free living. So if that's you, hit that subscribe button and we'll get into today's video. So folks, today I'm going to go over exercises for a lumbar herniated disc that don't require you to get down on the floor. Now, starting a rehabilitation program is super important. It's going to get you back to pain-free living as quick as possible, okay? However, I know in the modern world today, people often have to wait for their insurance to come through. It could be a month, it could be 2 months. People in socialized medicine as well can sometimes be even longer, 3-4 months, before they can start rehabilitation. So I make a lot of great content, a lot of different videos, different rehabilitation exercise, different programs to get you, if you're suffering with this lumbar problem, to get you back on the road to pain-free living. So it's very important to start as soon as possible, okay? They have found that the longer you wait to start rehabilitation, the longer overall the actual recovery period will take. All right, so you want to avoid that as much as you can. Now, a lot of these exercises I've done myself through my own recovery journeys, twice over 20 years. I've had this one herniation, brought myself back both times without surgery, and I said I'm going to make a lot of great content bringing these exercises to you guys so you know what you're doing at home, at the gym, in a safe way, okay? Getting you back to pain-free living. Now, as far as why standing exercises, so a lot of people, either through bad knees, hips, etc., find it very difficult to get on to the ground. Maybe they've had previous injuries, maybe they're quite elderly, okay? So how do you do, a bird dog, which is a very classic exercise for rehabilitation? How do you do a plank? All these kind of things. How do you do, whatever it could be, the dead bug, etc., etc. You need to get on the floor. So I developed these standing exercises, okay, which will help you recover from the herniated disc. Now, the other thing as well is I'm very much into a global strengthening program. Okay, that is my advice I give to all my clients. I don't just focus on the core per se. And you'll see today there's going to be a whole lot of different exercises. Okay, so let's jump in with these 6 great exercises we're going to start today. So the first one, I've got some stuff here behind me. It's going to be a squat. Now, just a bodyweight squat. And I've got a chair just back here behind me here. Now, the reason for this is you want to keep the legs strong. Of course, they support us in daily life, okay? Get the glutes activated, quads activated. And it also encourages what's called hip hinging. So when you're trying to lift something correctly, when you're in that sort of real, severe pain stage, want to sort of protect that spine as much as you can, you're going to be doing what's called hip hinging. And you can reinforce the hip hinging by squatting. So I'm going to bring this chair a little bit closer. Now, this is a little bit too long, but you could have some pillows, cushions. You want to probably go to be able to sort of 45 degrees, okay? So 45 degrees, try a bit there, okay? And come back up. You can use the hands for balance in front, across your chest, behind your head, makes it harder. And you're just going to come down here and back up. As you progress, as you get stronger, as you get better, you'll have to go down, 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 down. You actually get to the chair. Don't relax off. Keep the tension and then push back out, okay? You hear my knees clicking there. Down and back out, okay? You want to start probably 8 to 15 repetitions, take a minute's rest between, and then move on to the next exercise. Make like a little circuit out of it, okay? Now, the next exercise, move it to the side here. This is what I would call a one-arm bird dog. Now, I've got, this is just a table here with a mat on top of it. This could be your bed, could be, a sort of low coffee table, if it can support you, of course. Could be the couch, right? Make sure it's going to be able to support your weight and you can get onto it quite easily. Bed works okay. Okay, you might want to have a sort of wider base in the bed because the bed, depending on how soft your mattress, could be a bit unstable for you. But I'm going to go through a couple of different variations here because the bird dog itself can be quite difficult for people. The bird dog is the full arm leg push back extension, okay? What I would recommend people start with, so you get yourself into a neutral spine position. So I'm not excessively arched, I'm not excessively rounded. My head's in line with my spine. It's not chin to the chest. It's not head up to the sky, okay? Find my neutral position, take my left hand, I'm lift it up, brace my core, okay, so I don't fall over. Brace, take the arm up slowly with control, pass my ear, make a fist, hold for 1, 2, and bring it back. Again up. Make a fist, hold 1, 2, and bring it back. Really fighting me falling over, okay? That'll be level 1. Level 2, if you want to try, would be just the legs only, okay? So go back out there, push back. So I'm not pushing up here, okay? I'm actually pushing back. Try to drive my heel backwards. Hold that for 1, 2, and bring it in. Push back, hold for 1, 2, bring it in. That might take you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get from moving from arms only to legs, then maybe another month before doing the full bird dog, okay? But sort of elevating you off the ground, it stops you having to bend your knees, hips, etc. to get on the ground, okay? So you can do the bird dog, as I said, strong, sturdy coffee table, bed, couch, okay? And as far as repetitions go, I'd probably go for 4 to 6 on each side, holding for maybe 2 seconds at the top, okay? And then relax off, right? Take your 60 seconds rest or so, move on to the next exercise. And the next exercise is going to be a couch push-up. That's what I call the couch. Pardon me, it's extremely noisy. Move it to there. Okay, perfect. Now, we don't have a couch right now, but I've got 2 of these chairs, my outside chairs here, which I'm going to use as the couch. So, the reason again for this whole body strengthening is because in daily life, okay, you need whole body strength. Lifting your groceries, picking up the kids, you know, putting stuff in the car, groceries, whatever it could be. And I always say you're only as strong as your weakest link. Okay, if I'm only doing core, just doing core, just doing core, just doing core, my limbs start to get weaker. Okay, when I go to do things, okay, that it fails, and all the stress goes onto my lower back. Right, so it's super important to strengthen the whole body when you're coming back from a herniated disc. Okay, you know, my background is strength and conditioning, personal training, rehabilitation, etc. And for me, for some reason, sometimes it's lost in rehab, where they don't do enough global strengthening. They just focus around the knee if it's a knee injury, or you know, around the hip if it's a hip injury. They forget the other parts, and it's super, super important if you want to come back from this injury, you know, 100%, to do the other parts as well. Okay, so I'm going to use these as the back of my couch here, because you want it to be quite high. Now, it could even be the countertop or something, could even be the wall, okay, if you're very, very weak or unstable. So just get me on your toes here, classic push-up, come down and push. So my elbow click in again and push, okay, with control, not jerking, keeping the core nice and tight, okay, not letting my hips drag forward, not sticking my bum in the air. If the couch push-up is too difficult, you can go to a wall, put your hands back a little bit, okay, and just push up on the wall, okay? It doesn't matter where you start, right? There's always a sort of a level that somebody can start at just by modifying the exercise. I see too many times where people get forced into doing something which is, it's far too hard for them, yeah, and it actually ends up injuring them more, okay? Or, you know, they get frustrated, they get annoyed with the PT, and they stop doing the exercise, okay? There's always a way to modify, right? By either removing a limb from the exercise, putting it on a different surface. So, you know, don't be downhearted, okay? Any problems, hit me up in the comments, okay? Ask me suggestions, I'll gladly help you, okay? Now, moving on, okay, we've got the couch push-up there. Moving on to number 4. It's going to be a one-arm brace lift, okay? Now, it's similar to the one-arm deadlift, but a little bit harder, okay? So you would use the back of a couch for this, okay? Now, easier is going to be wide feet, okay? I brace everything, and I take one hand and I lift it off. Bring it up, hold for a second, and bring it down, okay? Rest for a second, bring it up. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to stop my body from collapsing that way, okay? By bracing my core. Now, the wider you put your feet, the easier it is. If my feet are narrow, I've got a much smaller base of support in my feet, and it's much harder, which is not a bad thing if you want to progress it yourself. But again, so I'd probably do from here, maybe 4 to 6 on one side, and then brace, hold, 4 to 6 on the other side. Really slow and controlled, no rush, on your toes, just to get that weight going forward, okay? So again, if the height is higher, it will be easier, okay? If the height goes down and down, it will make it harder. But again, you're standing, no need to go on the floor, all right? Now, number 5, it's also kind of core lifting. Quite often with this lower back injury, people tend to get quite weak and immobile through the hips, okay? So it's quite good to keep things moving through the hips if you can, This next exercise, it's just called a hip flexor lift or marching in place. Now you can do this against the wall. I'm going to show you a couple of different variations for this. Again, we can do it off the back of the couch, back of the chair. Okay, we're here, everything's braced, and I just take one knee up towards my chest. This time keep your feet flat on the ground. Here, one foot up and down, one foot up and down. We're just keeping blood flowing, exercising through that hip region, okay? You tend to find that with inactivity, you get muscle loss, atrophy. Also, when you have inactivity for muscles to become much weaker, they're more likely to spasm, okay, and get tight and protect and guard the body, and especially the hip flexors, okay, because they pull on your lower back and stuff like that. There's a lot of side effects with this injury, what I call secondary effects, whereby you've got the initial injury, maybe sciatica nerve pain, back pain. It forces you to adjust your walking gait, how you sit, how you lie, which then manifests in secondary problems, hip issues, knee issues, etc. So it's good to keep the whole body moving. Now, as I said, you can do that against the wall. It makes it a little bit easier, okay? So you're just here, you find a wall, you lean on it, okay? And I'm just gonna lift one leg up. Just be sort of around a bit parallel to the ground, place it down, again, with control. So I'm not just like marching in place. It's a very focused lift, 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 control. Now, of course, with any of these exercises, if you have pain, if you have increased pain, it flares up your sciatica, stop, okay? Remove it, move on to something else, all right? Now, the last one, great exercise. It can be a little bit advanced. It depends where the person is in the recovery period. It depends if they do have, sciatica nerve pain, but usually with the level 1, people can manage this, right? Now, this is what's called a half golfer's lift, okay? Now it's also called one leg Romanian deadlift as well. There's different variations for it. So I'm just going to show it to you first, and then we'll talk about it. So I'm here like this. I support myself on one leg. I go over 45 degrees, brace everything, and I come back up to the top, okay? Nice and tall. I'm going to talk you through it in a second, don't worry. 45 degrees, hold for a second, and come back up. So what's happening there? Now, I would recommend, if you can, to do this in stocking feet, okay, not with shoes. Why? When you put a shoe in your foot, you rob the foot of the sensitivity of the ground. It's called proprioception, right? Proprioception is just where the body's sensing where it is in space. And you have little proprioceptors all throughout your whole body, but on your foot. And when your foot can feel the ground, okay, your ankle works hard, your muscles work a lot harder, and you'll get stronger through your knees, hips, and ankles. So again, you've got weak spots, that will strengthen, all right? What we're doing there, we're going forward, okay? There's a little bit of hamstring activation, a little bit of glute activation, but also some lower back stimulation. Very light into those muscles here, okay? And we're stopping at 45 degrees, okay? We're just holding for a second and coming up. Now, you want to ensure when you move that the chest and this back leg go as one. It's like you're just like this, okay, pivoting on top of something, yeah? Now, of course, you may want to use a wall or a chair for support. That's perfectly okay, okay? So here, this is my working leg, my left leg, head up, chest up. You don't want to look down, because when you tend to look down, people tend to round the shoulders, and then the next thing that goes is they round the spine. If you've got raging sciatica, okay, or the spine has just recently been herniated, and you flex, you will most likely get a pain, okay? If you want to keep the spine in neutral, not excessively arched, neutral position here, like so, and I just go, using this chair for support, 45 degrees is far enough. You can even stop at 40, 30, and come back up, okay? You can put this foot down if you need to for a small rest, bring it back up, brace everything, come down, hold for a second, and come back up, okay? This gets progressed as you progress through rehabilitation into a full golfer's lift, AKA one leg Romanian deadlift, all right? Now, that last one, number 6, it is an advanced exercise. You might not be able to do it in the early stages of rehab, okay? Depends on your pain levels, all right? So folks, there is 6 really good, safe exercises you can do as a whole body routine when you're coming back from a lumbar herniated disc. If you've got any questions or comments, please hit me up in the comment section down below. I'm here to help you guys. If you want more help, you can reach out to me by email. You can even book yourself a free call, 45 minutes, 1 hour we spend together, and I can basically guide you, give you some things to do to help you get over this debilitating pain, get you back on the road to pain-free recovery. And of course, guys, if you enjoyed this content, you want more, hit that subscribe button and you get notified when I upload a new video for you folks, okay? So guys, don't forget, of course, to like, share, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.